All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're investigating a fierce, mysterious figure who stands guard in some of India's most sacred places. You know, when you visit a temple dedicated to the Divine Mother, or Devi, you obviously expect to see her. But if you look closely, you'll notice she's almost never alone. There's always another powerful figure right by her side, a loyal, vigilant guardian. And this amazing line from the Durga Chalisa, a famous hymn, actually gives us his name. It says, "Mother Bhavani, you ride a lion, and Langur Veer walks before you." He's the one leading the way, her vanguard. But who is he exactly? That's the big mystery we're getting into today. Is he some local folk hero, a completely different god, or is he someone we already know, just in a powerful new role? Well, the most popular theory, the one you'll hear almost everywhere, points to one of the most beloved figures in all of Hinduism, the monkey god, Hanuman. So across North India, you'll hear names like Languria or Langur Veer. And while they might sound like regional names, they're really just local terms of respect and affection for Lord Hanuman himself. For many people, that's just what they call him in his specific job as the goddess's protector. And this is where it gets really interesting, because you can see how his identity shifts. We all know Hanuman, the epic hero devoted to Lord Rama, famous for carrying a whole mountain. But when he's Langur Veer, his devotion is redirected to the mother goddess. His whole image changes too. Instead of a mountain, you almost always see him carrying a sacred flag, a dwaja, showing everyone he's her standard bearer. Okay, so if he is a form of Hanuman, how did that switch happen? How did Rama's #1 devotee become the goddess's personal bodyguard? Well, the answers are woven into some incredible local folklore. And the most famous origin story comes from the shrine of Vaishno Devi. The legend goes that the goddess was being pursued by the sorcerer Nath, so she hid in a cave to meditate. She asked Hanuman to stand guard outside, which he did faithfully. When Nath tried to force his way in, Hanuman, as Langur Veer, stopped him. After that, his identity as her eternal protector was just sealed right into the history of that sacred place. But it's not just that one story. There's a whole collection of them. In one tale, Hanuman rescues a goddess, and she's so impressed she asks him to be her son, binding him to her forever. In other stories, he just shows up to protect a village from evil spirits, and they start calling him Langur Veer. Each myth reinforces the same idea. He's a fierce, hands-on, local protector. So we've looked at the stories about who he is, but what about how he's worshipped today? What's his role in the day-to-day life of a devotee? The key to understanding his worship is this one word, Agwani. It means to lead the way, and that's his main job. In religious processions, Langur Veer is always out front, carrying the goddess's banner, announcing her arrival. He's her vanguard, clearing the path for the divine. And you can literally see his importance mapped out across North India. I mean, at the Kailava Devi temple in Rajasthan, they have entire genres of Langoria folk songs and dances just for him. From the Vaishno Devi shrine high in the mountains to the plains of Uttar Pradesh, his presence is totally inseparable from the goddess. And here's the crucial point. His worship is completely tied up with hers. A pilgrimage to the goddess is often seen as incomplete if you don't pay respects to her guardian first. All-night prayer vigils for her have to include hymns for Langur Veer. You just can't fully honor the queen without acknowledging her most loyal guard. So what does this all add up to? We have an epic hero, a bunch of local myths, and a vibrant tradition of worship that's still alive today. How do we put it all together? This quote from the Hindu blog just nails it. This isn't about replacing Hanuman, it's about adapting him. It really shows how a huge pan-Indian deity can be embraced by a local community and given a new role that fits their world perfectly. So here's the takeaway. Langur Veer is Hanuman. But he's Hanuman reimagined for communities where the mother goddess is the absolute center of everything. In this world, he isn't the servant of some king from an ancient epic. He is their immediate, fierce, and personal protector, standing right next to the goddess they worship every single day. And that leaves us with a final thought, right? The story of Langur Veer is a perfect example of how grand, universal stories become intimate and personal. It shows us that for faith to really feel alive, it has to be able to speak the local language and answer local needs. So it makes you wonder, what other universal heroes have you seen take on powerful new local identities?